Hello, welcome to the Japan Lyric Room. In this program, we will carefully taste the lyrics of Japanese songs, delivering the meanings contained in the phrases and the unique Japanese cultural backgrounds in an easy-to-understand way.
It's great to be here. Today, we're cracking open a track that, on the surface, feels like this huge adrenaline rush. But when you actually look closer, it's a really sophisticated and, I think, beautiful study on identity and belonging.
Oh, I have been so excited to talk about this one. We are talking about the absolute juggernauts of the J-pop scene right now.
That's Official Higudan dism, yeah. A band that has, they've really mastered this art of mixing these complex, almost jazzy pop songs with lyrics that are surprisingly philosophical.
And we are focusing on their massive hit, Mixed Nuts. Now, of course, this song is huge because it was the opening theme for the first season of the TV anime, Spy Family. And usually, when we talk about anime tie-ins, there's always a bit of a worry that the song might just be a generic power anthem.
Right, that sort of let's fight together kind of thing.
Exactly, but this is so different. You really can't separate this song from the actual story of Spy Family. For anyone who might have missed it, the show is about the Forger family. A spy, an assassin, and a telepathic child, all pretending to be a normal family to hide who they really are.
It's a complete farce, really. A fake family where every single person is performing a role. And this is where the songwriter, Satoshi Fujihara, pulled off this just incredible conceptual trick. He took this tiny little detail from the show and made it the central metaphor for their whole existence.
You're talking about the peanuts.
I am. So in the show, the little girl, Anya, she loves peanuts. And that's just a cute little character quirk, right? But Fujihara-san looked at the botanical reality of a peanut. We buy them in bags of mixed nuts. They're right there with the almonds and cashews. But biologically, the peanut is a liar.
It's a legume, a bean.
It grows underground. It has no business being in a bag of tree nuts. And Fujihara-san saw that and just went, that is the Forger family. They're imposters, trying to blend into a family tree where they don't actually belong.
That is just such a clever angle. It turns the peanut from like just a snack into this symbol for imposter syndrome. They are literally pretending to be nuts.
And that creates so much tension. If you're a bean in a world of nuts, you're terrified of being found out. So the whole song explores whether that origin where you came from actually matters, or if just being in the bowl together is enough to make you a real family.
Okay, so let's peel back the shell. We're going to explore 7 specific phrases that really track this journey from feeling like a fraud to, well, finding acceptance.
Let's do it.
The song kicks off right away with the scene of the crime, you could say. The peanut has snuck into the party, and that's our first key phrase.
The cultural nuance of this first line is something like, we who have slipped into this bag of mixed nuts are just like peanuts. We aren't actually tree nuts, but we pretend to be, wearing a forced smile.
That image of the forced smile is it's so relatable. It's not just about lying, it's about the performance of it all.
It is a performance, and there's a specific Japanese verb here that's really important. It's furi wo suru.
Furi wo suru.
Yeah, it means to pretend or to feign. But in this context, it implies this conscious, active effort. The peanut isn't just there by accident. It is doing furi wo suru. It's acting like a tree nut, because if it doesn't, it gets thrown out of the bag.
That feels very high stakes for a legume. You have to act the part.
You absolutely do. And to pull that off, the lyrics say they wear a huhu-emi?
Huhu-emi. So that just translates to smile, doesn't it?
It does, but the nuance is key here. Japanese has different words for smiling. Like warai implies a real laugh, something you can hear. Huhu-emi is quieter. It's a surface level smile.
So not a real, genuine belly laugh.
No, not at all. It's that polite, kind of frozen smile you put on at a party where you feel totally out of place.
Oh, I know that one. The please don't talk to me smile.
That's the one. It's a shield. That ho-ho-emi is the mask the forgers wear to survive. They're terrifyingly good at their jobs, but socially they're just terrified of being exposed as weird.
And that terror, it follows them home. Which brings us to our second phrase. We move from the party into the house, and the metaphor here gets surprisingly physical.
This is one of my favorite lines. It's so visceral, it connects the physical act of eating to the psychological weight of keeping all these secrets.
So the cultural nuance is, a home full of secrets and patched together like a quilt. No matter how much I try to chew it down, my unspoken true feelings remain stuck like a nagging discomfort.
Okay, there are 2 layers here. First, that full of secrets part. The songwriter uses this really evocative suffix.
Darake.
It's a suffix that means full of, but it has this messy, negative feeling. You'd use it for things like being covered in mud or covered in scratches.
So a house that is secret, Darake, isn't just a house with secrets, it's infested with them.
Infested or littered with. That's a great way to put it. The secrets are clutter. And then he connects that mess to the physical feeling of eating a peanut.
The skin getting stuck in your teeth.
Exactly. He compares Honne, your true inner feelings, to that thin, papery skin. You try to chew up the nut, which is the lie, but that skin, the truth, it gets stuck.
You can't get it out. It's just there, annoying you.
It's a constant irritation, a physical reminder that you can't fully swallow the lie you're living. It's just a brilliant way to describe emotional repression.
Wow. That really brings the anxiety of it all to life. I mean, living with that must be exhausting. Which leads us to the third phrase, which talks about the texture of that daily life.
Yes. The singer describes this life that feels so unstable. The nuances. A life full of anxiety and left to chance. A daily life covered in temporary lies and fakes.
The vocabulary they use here really seems to reflect that instability.
It does. The first key word to know is Karisome.
Karisome. That sounds almost gentle.
It's a beautiful kind of poetic word.
Huh.
It means something is transient, temporary. In classical literature, it's often used to describe this world as, a floating world that won't last. A brief romance could be Karisome.
So their family life is just a temporary arrangement. It's not real.
Exactly. It's not official. It could all just vanish tomorrow. But then he pairs that poetic word with something much grittier. Mummy Ray.
Sounds a little like Darake from before.
It's similar, but Mummy is more about being coated or smeared in something.
Yikes. So fake.
Smeared in fakes. It's like you're wading through it. The lies aren't just in the house, you are covered in them. You can't wash them off. It's not a 9-to-5 job for them. It's their skin.
Okay, so we're covered in lies, we're anxious, pretending to be nuts. But phrase 4 feels like a turning point. This is where the song stops describing the problem and starts to make a promise.
This is the emotional anchor of the whole song. If you take one thing away from this whole lyric analysis, this is it.
The nuance is, just like a peanut whose disguise has been stripped away, if there comes a time when society rejects you in an instant, please let me stay by your side, even if I am imperfect.
It's a pledge of allegiance to the other fakes in the room. And the Japanese idiom for disguise here is, it's culturally so deep, it's baki no kawa.
Baki no kawa.
Literally, that's a monstrous skin or ghost disguise.
That sounds pretty intense.
It comes from Japanese folklore. From stories about yokai, like foxes or raccoon dogs that can shapeshift into humans to trick them. That human form they wear, that's the baki no kawa.
So when the baki no kawa peels off, it means the monster underneath is revealed.
Exactly. It's not just taking off a party mask. It implies what's underneath is something non-human, something society would reject or hunt down. For a spy and an assassin, if their disguise comes off, they don't just get embarrassed, they get executed.
The stakes are literally life and death.
They are. So when the singer says, I will stay by your side, even if your baki no kawa is stripped off, that is. It's a huge declaration. He's saying, I see the monster and I'm not running away.
That is incredibly powerful.
And he even qualifies his own ability to help with the word, magarinari.
Magarinari.
It means imperfectly, or somehow or other. He's not promising to be a perfect hero. He's saying, look, I'm a fake peanut too, I'm a mess, but magarinari, in my own broken way, I will stand with you.
It's the solidarity of the outcasts. We're both monsters. Let's be monsters together.
That's it. It turns the fake relationship into a real sanctuary.
But the world doesn't just let them be. Phrase 5 brings us back to that peanut metaphor, but this time to the processing of the nut.
Yeah, the songwriting gets very dynamic here. The nuance is, even if we are roasted in hot fire together, shaken up and stepped upon, we will become like a strong shell that never breaks.
Roasted, shaken, stepped on. It sounds like a torture sequence.
It basically is. But it's also just how you make peanuts. You roast them, you shake them. The interesting thing, though, is the grammar. The Japanese uses the passive voice here.
Why does that matter so much?
Well, it emphasizes that these things are being done to them. It highlights a total lack of control. The world is hostile, it's roasting and shaking them, and they can't stop it.
But the outcome isn't what you'd expect.
No, and that's the twist. Usually you roast a nut to break it open and eat it, but here, the roasting all the trials they face, it actually makes them harder. It forges them into an unbreakable shell.
Oh, I love that. So the very thing that was meant to destroy them is what fused them together.
Exactly. The trauma creates the bond. It's a perfect metaphor for turning shared hardship into strength.
So they've survived the fire. Now, how do they actually live with this crazy, unscripted life? Phrase 6 seems to offer a kind of philosophy for dealing with it all.
It's like they're taking a step back to look at the big picture, the nuances. A daily life full of mistakes, like an ad-libbed show without a script. But after all, it's just one small fragment of life.
Ad-lib is a pretty good word for parenting in general, let's be honest.
True. But for a spy who plans everything, ad-libbing is terrifying. It means you're off script. And here, they're accepting that chaos is just part of it. The key word that shows this acceptance is Shosen.
Shosen.
It means after all, or in the end, or merely. It can be used pretty cynically, like he is Shosen, just an amateur.
It sounds a bit dismissive.
It often is, but here it's used to dismiss the pressure. He's saying, look, we messed up, we almost got caught. But Shosen, in the grand scheme of things, is just one scene, it's just a tiny piece.
That's a very cool, almost detached way to forgive yourself for not being perfect.
It is. It's like a positive resignation. It takes all the weight off. We're just peanuts ad-libbing our way through life. It's okay.
Which brings us to the final scene, phrase 7. We're back at the dinner table, and this feels like the conclusion of the whole argument the song has been making.
It is. It's the ultimate affirmation of this family. The nuance here is, in a home full of secrets and patched together, let's eat and accept everything equally, from special treasures to store-bought, ready-made meals.
We have some familiar words here, like secrets.
Yes, kakushigoto. But there's a new word for the family, Tsugihagi. It refers to patchwork, like a quilt made from scraps of old cloth. It's not a perfect brand new thing, it's Tsugihagi. It's an acknowledgement that this family is cobbled together from broken pieces.
But a patchwork quilt can still keep you warm.
Exactly. And then he talks about the food. He contrasts todoroki with ready-made. It's your special, best, high-effort thing, like a beautiful home-cooked meal you save for a special occasion. And he's comparing that to just store-bought, ready-made food.
And why is that distinction so important?
Well, there's often this cultural pressure, especially in Japan, around home cooking as a sign of love. Convenience store food can be seen as, cutting corners.
But the song says to just eat it all.
Let's eat it all without leaving anything.
Yeah.
He's leveling the playing field. He's saying the fancy special moments and the cheap, lazy, ready-made moments, they're equal.
Because the value isn't in what you're eating, it's who you're eating with.
That's it. Consuming it together is what makes it real. It doesn't matter if you're a tree nut family or a patchwork legume family. If you sit at the table and eat together, you're a family, period.
That is such a comforting and beautiful message. It really takes apart this idea that you need some kind of pure origin to have a real connection.
That's the mixed nuts philosophy right there. We're all different. We come from different places, trees, dirt, whatever. But once we're in the bowl, we're all just salty snacks trying to get by together.
I love that. I don't think I'll ever look at a bag of trail mix the same way. It really feels like this song validates anyone who's ever felt like an imposter.
It really does. It tells you it's okay to wear a mask sometimes. We all have a bit of that, Paki no Kawa. And it's okay if your relationships start out as Karisome, temporary or fake. The bond you build through the roasting of life, that's what's real.
Thank you very much for listening again this time.
We pick up various Japanese songs and update detailed explanations on our website. If you want to taste the lyrics more deeply, please check the website from the link in the description.
And if you like this program, please subscribe to the channel.
And if you have any impressions or requests for songs you'd like us to cover, please do let us know in the comments. We actually love reading your thoughts.
See you next time. This was Japan Lyric Room.